merge lanes. Many come and go, this life in this rap game. I move different routes, move time to merge lanes. I just wanna get paid, you can have fame. What's good? Back with another episode of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's your host D Dot, and today we're actually gonna have a Dallas-based artist by the name of Soze GTH. I actually connected with him through his manager. Shout out to Amanda Plume. She reached out to me actually on Threads, and then we got to talking on Instagram and connected us, and I got a chance to go through some of Soze's music. And the two songs that I listened to from Soze Goth is I'm Texan and then We Gucci, and both of those were pretty dope, and we're gonna get into how he came up with the concepts for both of those songs, talking about his musical journey. And I also saw recently that he did a show here in Dallas, and we're gonna talk about some of those performances. If this is your first time tuning into the Major Music Lounge podcast, I like to do interviews like this with other independent artists and producers. Maybe they have content that they create about some of their work behind the scenes, or their music production app developers, sound designers. We've also had other creators that have had placements on here. If you're interested in getting on a Major Music Lounge podcast, you can hit me up on any of my social platforms. It's going to be D.Major Music. Pretty much the same thing on Instagram, Threads, as well as TikTok, and then on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be D.MME. And if you like this interview, please subscribe to the channel. I post interviews weekly on Fridays with other creators, so you can check out the interviews here or on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Now, let's go ahead and get into the interview with Soze. We're back with the Major Music Lounge podcast, joined by Dallas-based artist Soze GTH. What's good, my brother?
How you doing? How you doing? Appreciate you having me on.
Oh man, no problem at all. No problem at all, man. So, I want to also shout out your manager, Amanda, for connecting us. And every time I look, she's really been on a grind. Y'all been on a grind. We're gonna kind of get into some of that because I've been paying attention to, you did a performance recently, and we'll get into that. But, tell us, who is Soze? Like, how long have you been doing music? And, who are some of your influences becoming a music creator?
Well, I've been doing music professionally since January of this year. I was taking it on as a hobby before. My brother was a real big influence on me making music because he's a signed artist at the moment, and I watched his journey becoming from just playing it on the piano, making beats, and coming up with rhyme schemes in his head to going on the radio for the first time to going to the meetings, to the studios and stuff like his whole journey up. I'm like, all right. In my head, I felt like I could take that on because I'm a little knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? I felt that his journey. I'm like, man, I could do that if I tried. So
Yeah.
the confidence, that courage, whatever, that naivete is what really stepped me into trying to take this on professionally. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that underestimating the game has really put some reality checked the crap out of me stepping into it now. Trying to get a fan base going, trying to build a professional portfolio. All of this is really clicked. I'm like, man, this isn't just some bullshit where you put some rhymes on a beat and you get some millions off of it. Like I keep in my head, like I keep assuming it is. So, like I said, the reality checked the crap out of me and hit my posture right. Put some fire under me, trying to get me to do this correctly, which is more into why you're seeing us on the grind now.
Yeah, man. Like you said a lot there, in terms of this is a grind, being an independent artist, being an independent producer. A lot of people from the outside looking in, they they see all the glitz, they see all the glamour, they see all these music videos on TV or YouTube or wherever, and they don't know the work that goes behind doing that. And then once you get it out, it's all about promoting it and, like you said, trying to gain more fans. And you're doing some of the right things with your performances, locally. Let's actually get into that. I saw you performed recently. It was a event at the Vibe Lab. It was a DFW event here, and I saw you did some other performances as well. But has those performances themselves, like, have you met more fans through those performances, or even possibly like networking with other artists, other producers, other people within the music industry?
Networking has net me more fans than performing, only because I use my performances as practice for that perfect set list, that perfect performance. Because one day I've been hit with the fake scams of, oh, you want to come out here and perform for us and do this contract with the woo. In my head, if that's the way the scams is going, that means that's the way the real people will probably hit me up at some point. If I need to do a performance for them, I need to figure out how to perform because that's not something I do. Like I can write, I can rap, but the whole effort and the sitting up there, the breathing techniques and all of that, like I'm just now donning myself with this knowledge. So stepping in there and trying to say, "Oh, I'm good." These has all been stepping stones. Every performance I've ever done so far has been a learning process or a memorization to hear a test of that, or did I get this right type of thing. It's never been like, oh, I'm performing this to get fans. Every time I get a fan, it's off of my general the natural them liking the music because I'm not trying to get you to like the music. I'm trying to perfect my performance. So when someone want to pay me or when I do get fans that want to see me, I'm actually putting in some good effort for you. I'm not just up on stage rapping over my tracks and being lazy on stage. I actually want to put on a show. And I'm trying to perfect that every performance I'm doing so far. And they just all been taking it. It's been very fun. The fans I've gained of, like who I've noticed that shows up, who hits me up on Instagram and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it puts me more into making the next song or doing the next performance and stuff. Like even if I feel like I messed up on a performance before, that fan hitting me up, I'm like, okay, I'll step out again. Every time that happens, it pushes me to do something else.
Yeah, man. And they recognize that passion and who's doing it for the love, who wants to get better versus, who think this kind of like we were talking in the last segment, the ones who get in and they don't think about the work that you got to really put in to, gain fans. And that's a great way to work, like just focusing on your performances and getting better each performance. And I think if you think about perfecting not only performances but the music as a whole, the fans will come, the rest will take care of itself,
Hmm.
especially if you're consistent. And looking at your IG, for example, I see that you regularly post your music, your performances, and kudos to you on that. And I think that is, I had this conversation with someone else on a podcast before, but there are a lot of dope artists I know out there that have some really good music, but they don't post. They don't let
Hmm.
people know about their music. And, I feel like for years they're kind of going in a circle, just making good music, but nobody's hearing it. So, again, kudos to you on that. Now, I did get a chance also to listen to I'm Texan. That one, um, when I heard that song, I think of like kind of like Pimp C used to say country rap tunes.
Yeah.
Um, and then, I heard the other one, We Gucci as well. Tell us a little bit about, where did you get the concepts for both of those? I'm Texan. I kind of felt that from hearing it, but like I want you to kind of talk from your perspective.
Oh well, it was more of a everybody's making all these country songs. I could do that. Like every time I've done something, it was like again the naivete of somebody else doing it and I could do it better. Every time I've stepped into something, it's like, okay, I can try this. Because I'm not afraid to try new things or to just to branch out into something to a new sector of being, you know what I mean? Like a lot of rappers come out into the style of trap, drill, or the such and such or whatever they step on. And I'm like, man, a lot of these people got range. A lot of these people have that tone ability to get themselves here and to take themselves there, but they don't. They stay in this box that. And from what I was told by other growing artists, your fans create that box for you because they like that song, they like that vibe. You keep creating that vibe, you know. And then it's like the more and more I keep going in here, I'm like, okay, everything is creating itself into a box. But right now, since I'm starting out, I can do whatever. I can practice. I can, if I want to try this type of genre of music, I can. And so I want to try to take like the country. I wanted to put my, wanted to try a different tone of voice. Like didn't mean to go that hard. Like changing it up a little bit, trying to put it on a beat and to see, okay, do my country voice sound good to some people? And some people like it, some people don't. You know, it is what it is. But it was more of just trying to do it and say that I did it and to give it something out there. Like well, I would like to try it again with you know with a little more oomph in it. I'm learning process. Everything is like I'm just doing this to try this out. And the more fans, people telling me about it, they like it. I try it out again and do a little more better, you know, because everything can be done better if I, you know, learn from it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a great way to test yourself, and there's not really one way in terms of like artists having their own sound. Like you mentioned that a lot of artists are doing like drill. Too many.
Right.
Too many artists have also trap, but like I feel like over time, that's another thing that's going to like that could help you not only gain opportunities, but even more fans. Somebody maybe, I don't know, hear you over a different type of vibe. And it's to me like that I'm Texan, that was kind of that country with like mainstream hip hop type of vibe to it. And I think, that was just a recent single you dropped, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, rather recent.
Okay, yeah,
Wait, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was dope. And then We Gucci, man, that was dope as well. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Man, that all came to me at one time. Like a lot of the music that goes the hardest to me, like that's because Me Gucci is one of my favorite songs. It bops the hardest, it has the better, it jumps and it flows great. I was in the pocket well, in my opinion. And then it's all come at one time that I was listening to the beat while I was working. I'm in the warehouse doing my thing, and I'm just like, I hear this beat, and I'm back there just doing my thing. I'm like, pop, pop. I freestyle this over real quick. I go to the restroom, and I go to read to do the freestyle because I'm quick to forget some stuff if I'm not able to write it down. If I'm not able to write it down or to record it, like I've spit some stuff and ain't never been able to spit that again because I wasn't able to write it down or record it. So I went into the restroom, recorded that real quick, came home that night, put that down on some called my studio dude up and went up to the studio about a couple weeks later, recorded that song and oops. And I uploaded the premix. That's not even a master version of the song. That was literally what we did as I was doing it in the microphone. He was doing a little mix. And at the end of it, I like run that back. He ran it back. I loved it. I liked it. Little. It could be fixed, tweaks here and there, but I like the way it came out. You know, and watching that Prince documentary on how he was able his work ethic and he didn't second guess himself. That made me feel like, bro, I'm kind of weak when it comes to this music because every time I listen to something, I'm putting too much of my thoughts into it, too much of my opinion on something that I'm not even putting out for myself.
Yeah,
So
I remember that, like, and from a creative standpoint of, should I put this out? Shouldn't I put this out? Type of thing. And there was a time where, I was putting out a lot of music, and part of that was me at that point in time not having a knowledge of mixing and mastering. But over the years that kind of improved. And yeah, I would just record something and just upload it right then and there. And it's one of the things that I think new artists got to kind of learn, because you can make, I don't know, 20 takes of a certain verse or whatever. And, you can only make it better so many times. And, kind of like you said earlier, like if you see people are vibing to it, go ahead, put it out, and that might be the one that gets you a deal or, whatever other opportunities, kind of like I was saying earlier. So, yeah, man. And yeah, I wanted to kind of transition into working with a manager. Like, how did you get connected with working with Amanda? And on top of that, like, what has having a manager like meant to you in terms of, kind of being there to help guide you as an artist?
answering them in order respectfully. Uh, I met Amanda at an event that I was performing at way back in the day. Well, not way back in the day. It was just been a couple months. A couple months ago. A couple months ago. And and we was talking. I liked her the way she think about stuff. We have the same kind of mindset when it comes to work ethic wise. Even our cautions are the same. I was like, all right. So we met, linked up, did a little video work together. And then her organizational skills as well. I was like, okay, she might be better suited to help me here more than her video. Even though her video work is amazing, but sometimes you see some people have like that touch for a whole different area of work, and like her organizational skills, the way her planning, her networking ability is beyond mine. And then I talk a lot. That's what my name Soze means. It means verbal. So it's like coming around to the meeting somebody that can go into a room and bounce around that room like she's the owner of the spot, like she set the whole thing up. She knows everybody, like she know your name. I'm like, bro, that right there, the talent need to be. We need to link that up. We need to use that outside of being behind the camera and just making somebody feel calm in front of that lens. Like, man, she worked. She got me connected with you. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that has happened, and we've just solidified this management title like last month. Last
Okay.
month. We've been working together for about 3 months now, but the management just hurt me, like her pitching it to me and pitching it back and us going around with it this last month. And here look at her go. Wheel spinning like a mama. I'm like, I gotta give her kudos for that. And it's like working, getting her there is I love that we both starting to do something new at the same time. So it's a learning process for the both of us. When she learns something new, I learn something new. When I learn something new, she learns something new. So it's more of like we bouncing talents from one here to one here. So like if I blow up, she blows up, and it's a legitimate mutual benefit for the both of us. It's not like I'm using the fact that she has connections to get me somewhere. Because that's what it was like when I was trying to get Rainwater to get noticed under by Rainwater and whatnot. It felt like, okay, in my head, I'm like, I'm just trying to use this dude's connections to get somewhere else. And I'm like, you know what? I can do this naturally. And I would like to blow up and have somebody else eat and instead of having somebody that has their own table feed me from there. What's the point? We all can build our own tables and eat together. So why not pick somebody who got the skills but ain't as big and let's grow together? You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I want to find a producer just like that. When I find a producer like that, we're gonna join. We go join forces. Once I find a PR like that, we're gonna join forces. Everything that I'm just trying to build. Not even a label. Is what's the point of getting rich people richer when we can get some people out here in the slums in the trenches who know exactly what's up. They know the same thing. They ain't nobody giving them no shot because they ain't paying no bread. Like fuck it. If you got the info, if you know what's up, come fuck with me. Mess with me. Talk
Yeah.
to me. I love talking business with my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like a lot of artists, they want managers, but again, they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to be guided. And you have to want to take feedback sometimes, and you got to be willing to. I think it's also kind of like a partnership. Share, like you said, y'all share ideas,
Mm-hmm.
y'all kind of feed off each other. And I think a lot of artists, they want to kind of be, the front person or, make the
Right.
decisions. So, I think that when I guess your plate gets too full in terms of trying to get gigs and trying to record new music and just that whole, a lot of people don't realize, especially because like me, I'm an artist, I make beats, I do this podcast. So like even for me, that's a whole lot. And I know for like some other people, just probably being a producer and an artist separately is a lot for
That
them.
calendar
So
fool.
yeah, man. I definitely respect the role of a manager and
Like
I
that.
like what y'all doing together, man. Do you have, kind of speaking on those videos, do you have any like upcoming videos that you have on the way or that you're planning on shooting soon?
Oh, we Gucci. We've shot the first half of it. Like that was what we did when we first linked up. And me being a new artist, I did a lot more playing in front of the camera than I did actually performing my music. And like I said, everything's a learning process. And I love that it's actually something that she is good at. and able to direct me through while I'm doing it instead of me just sitting there and not knowing what to do. So that's another reason why this management stuff hit, because it's like when she was recording that video, she had the lights put up, all the equipment necessary set up, and she was telling me where we go. She had settings, backdrops, everything planned out already, and I'm like, man, you gotta respect that kind of ingenuity, not ingenuity, because she didn't really create that. What is the word I'm looking for? That kind of prep, you gotta respect that prep. And like that shows professionalism. Professionalism. That's the word I'm looking for. You got to respect that professionalism. You really do. Because I came there and I was bullshitting. But even though I was bullshitting, she was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna take that bullshit and we're gonna turn it into something." That's what she did,
Yeah.
and I gotta
Yeah.
respect that. And I like I told her, I apologize for messing that up. Just like now, I'm talking too much. I'm not aggressive, but it is what it is.
That's
I'm
that
so
creative
sorry.
mind. That's what that is. That creative
I'm
mind.
It just, man, I just, you gotta love it when somebody's there that can keep up with your BS and direct it in the right direction instead of getting annoyed and aggressive by it. Because that's a lot of things I've been running into. Because I'm young, well, not young, because I'm almost 30, but you know what I'm saying? I'm naive. I come off childish to some folks. They are, it's annoying. There's something they ain't trying to mess with. When you meet somebody in the same like headspace, but they're able to direct to your headspace. It's like you met fam, you met somebody you can really grow with, not just somebody you can eat off of. I know me and the man are gonna go somewhere far, and hey, you never know. She might meet another artist that she needs to do this to, and she gonna do that too. Like I ain't trying to hold nothing back. We all trying to grow together, and I might meet a manager that propels me to the next step that she can't to yet. She can't yet. You never know. But that's just what's the point is, so we can grow together. Get there, be square, everything gonna be all right. We just gotta keep that positivity in our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep making those moves, keep that positivity going, man. Yeah, yeah, man. And the songs that I heard are those because those are singles, but is that gonna be on an upcoming like album down the line?
Yeah, We Gucci is most definitely the first song of this album that I'm dropping later. It's gonna be called The Deep End. I'm figuring out uh more. I want to know if I'm gonna add more songs to it or not because I keep coming up with them. They popping in my head more and more often. I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna stop. Because I have all of these clothes, I have the merchandising and ideas. The songs were pre-recorded already. It's more of trying to keep up with what I've got going on, and if I want to stop somewhere and proceed with a different project or not. My mind be cluttered. My mentor says I have no focus, but I'm like, I get so much done though, So that like, it's so much was done in that little time of unfocusedness. But it's like, I don't know.
What part
This
of
this
Dallas?
album. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What part of Dallas you at? Like
Oh, I'm in North Dallas. I'm
North
from
Dallas?
Pleasant Grove though. But I'm I,
Wow.
I'm reigning. I've been in North Dallas since on and off since fifth grade.
All right, word, man. Yeah, I'm in North Dallas myself, man. So I'm gonna have to when I see you doing a show, pull up and check you out, man. And I don't know, maybe do a on the spot interview or something along those lines.
Oh yeah, man. I love to talk to you. I like to give everybody as much creativity as I can. You never know. I'm learning something from you right now. You could be learning something from me right now. It's a lot of mutual benefit.
Yeah,
Any kind
yeah,
of and all this karma.
man. What kind of shout outs do you have? Maybe supporters, could be fans, people that, just rock with you.
I want to shout out my homie Hurt GTH, the general, the pack leader. He's real, real, real supportive of my music. And we worked together first before we became music uh, cohorts and whatnot. But it was just fun. Like it was fun to watch him do like the fact that he's gotten some track. He's already been doing this for some years and he has traction. And watching him go to shows, have fans shout and know his songs word for word. I'm like, damn. Being able to watch this personally instead of just watching it through YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like, bro, Hurt, you're motivational, bro. Yeah, I want to shout out Eclipse Darkness. This was my brother I spoke on earlier. You, bro, your journey through this whole deal is what sparked my whole wheels to turning with this idea as a lucrative opportunity for me. And I want to shout out Amanda or at captured by AP underscore on IG. I want to shout you out for all of the connections and networking you've been doing for me, all the edits, photos you've been taking. Girl, you've been on your grind lately. And I want to shout out my wife because she deals with all of the extracurriculars while I'm doing this stuff. You know, it might not be making a bread, but she up there trying to live out the nigga dream from me. So you know, she making sure that I'm able to do this and not, you know, and I gotta respect that for that too. I gotta respect her for that too. I love her. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I want to shout out the whole GTH camp. There's a lot of names to go through. I want to shout out all y'all and every last one of y'all. I want y'all to eat. That's all I want.
man. And where can our listeners and our viewers, find you at on social platforms as well as your music?
You know, I'm on IG active as crap at Soze GTH, all one word. That's my whole at Soze GTH is my app on any social media account. I'm on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's all at the same at Soze GTH, one word. My music is on every single platform, and I didn't know that until some people in a whole different country was telling me they was listening to my songs. And I'm like, okay, I'm on these platforms I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
So I'm messing with United Masters distro for distroability on that end. That it's able to reach certain people, certain places that I wouldn't even think it would be possible to. You know, I'm searching my music up on apps that I was like, okay, I might have to pay to get here. Whoop, song already there. I'm able to use it on CapCut. I'm able to use it on so much stuff, and it blew my mind. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm feeling a little more exposed than I thought I was. But you know,
Man.
I might just be exposed to myself. But the fact that it's there is amazing to me. I love it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I'll do that too. Like I'll Google one of my songs or whatever or album, and I find all these international like markets of different streaming platforms that I never heard of, and then I look at like these royalty statements, and I'm like, okay, shit's popping off over
Like,
there.
right. It makes you
Yeah,
feel good. Like, okay, I might not be hitting it locally right now, but somebody hitting it somewhere. I'm like, okay, make you feel good about yourself. Make you want to keep going.
man. Yeah, man. It was definitely a pleasure to, have this conversation with you. And, kind of like I said, I'm gonna stay tuned in to what you're doing and pull up on you. And shit, I'm gonna check, more of your stuff out, and maybe we can work as well, as a producer, artist, and
Appreciate
send you
you,
some of
man.
my
Yeah.
stuff and whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Let's do that. I'm all for it. You know, I'm working with everybody. I just did I'm working with a Persian producer. I didn't put some stuff out with a Russian producer, an Egyptian producer, but we haven't finished that yet. Like I'm trying to work everybody. I have what I was told my first interview. I'm not with all the politics. I love the craft. Creators supporting creators, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what I love about
especially,
this.
you're local too, so we can definitely connect, man. And I'm gonna definitely be reaching out, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You can follow me on Instagram at d._major music. And same thing on Threads, TikTok, as well as on X, a little different, d.mme. And go ahead, hit my man Soze with a follow. He gave his social platforms, and check out some of his music as well. Again, really appreciated him giving some time this Sunday evening. And it's been another episode of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's your boy D Dot and Soze, and we are out.
Major music.